As mentioned in the previous video, there was so much to see at Inglewood Park Cemetery that we had to come back another day and check it out some more. So you can see that there's a lot of brick on the outside and something that looks kind of like Antiquitech on the top. We got more gravestones with symbols. And then I saw this structure on Google from above, and it looked like a star shape, so that was the first place I wanted to check out. But it looks like they built something on top of another structure, because it looks like a different type of stonemasonry underneath the new structure. Looks like 3 different types actually. So here you can see one on top of another. And then this one actually has pine cones in it. Thought that was cool. Another symbol, but I think this is more like a work symbol. And then this one has some different variations in the different points than what we've seen before. Can't quite make out what everything is. And then there's this monument dedicated to peace and man's search for it, and a quote from Isaiah. Got a hammer and an anvil and this sword, which has this flower pattern and a fleur-de-lis. Almost like a cross of the zodiac or solar cross as well. This one has like a star fort shape. Here's one of those urns and a close-up of it and the inside. More statues, urns, flower symbols, kind of pyramidal shapes. Another star fort design on there. This one's interesting. Has like some mold growing on it. Also looks to have multiple types of stonemasonry. And then just keeps some of these images in mind of all the stones. This one was new to me. I'd never seen a shape like this before. Thought it was different, and did see something like this in some old art that I'd seen later. Again, keep this kind of image in mind because I'm going to show a comparison at the end of this video. Just the way that they're laid out. This one I was trying to get this symbol, but I couldn't quite get it. arches, more arches, other symbology from different cultures, more arches and urns. This one has like a keystone right here, the arch, columns, great door with initials. Here's that symbol again that we saw in part 3 and in episode 3, the Second Church of Christ Scientist, this leaf pattern. And here's the same flower pattern that we saw on the monument on the sword. More stained glass on the inside. And then, I'm not sure what the red underneath this bench is. If you guys know, please hit me up. Terrible state of disrepair. Outside there's copper vents. Here's the back side of the stained glass. This one has the teeth, just in a different type of material. And another huge building on the property. And right next to it, another church. This one seems to be missing a few things, but it's got another fountain. We got columns in the arches and 3 arched windows. And something copper on the top. I think there's probably a statue here at one time. Here's that fountain. And they blocked off one of these arches here. I took a picture in between the buildings. I thought this symbol on the chair was a cool design. Looks like this had a different statue up here before. It looks like it was made for something bigger than what's there right now. And on the back of one of these structures, here's another flower pattern with some holes in it. And then the 4-leaf flower symbol. Same pattern on the top right here. And 4-leaf pattern in the door. This one's got the leaf in the center, but it looks a little different. Another statue. These are copper gates. More disrepair on the inside. Looks like different types of masonry. And here you can see the green dripping down. Here's just trying to get the scale of how large the building is. And then found this sculpture of this elk with this clock with a 99 in it. I'm sure this means something. If you guys know, once again, hit me up, let me know. Here's the base it's on. And more urns. And then something else down here. A vent on the top. More great statues holding wreaths. And inside stained glass with the 4-leaf flower symbol, but it looks like the inside has been damaged. Looks like maybe a leg right here or something, but looks like maybe deliberately that image has been removed. More columns, initials. And this was on the way out. Another fountain. So many fountains on this property. And here you can see this says autumn, so each side probably represents a different season. And we have fish on the fountain. And kind of weird looking fish. Something that I'll go over in a future video when I talk more about fountains and things that we found that match up in other places. So that wraps up our 4-part series on Inglewood Park Cemetery. Wanted to show you what I'd seen from above. Here is that star that I'd seen from above, and then went straight to check out at the beginning of this video. So that's what it looks like from above. And here you can just see the scale of the property that I went through. Just huge. So here, just take a look at some of the markers and how they're arranged. I'd shown you some pictures earlier of just some random shots, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Alright. So I'm going to compare this to another place. And here is an ancient megalithic site in France called Karnak. I just wanted to show you a few pictures of that. and compare that to what we just seen. You just notice the spacing and the orientation. Just in my opinion, seems like maybe we're looking at a similar function to these devices. And with that, we'll wrap up this episode of Historical Side-Eye. Thanks for checking us out. We'll be back real soon with a new episode. Thanks for watching.
There's got to be more to this thing we call time, cause the future can't be seen in terms of straight lines. So combine the sight of instincts and wisdom's eyes, stroke the lows and highs of this ride we call life.